Hey, this is the Creepy Villain MMA show. I'm Creepy Uncle Nick.
I'm Dylan the Villain.
Alright, we're going to go over the Strikeforce results. Dylan's going to get punished with the Ric Flair chops. And then we're going to go over our previews of the UFC 133 Rashad Evans versus Tito Ortiz. And then if we have time, we're going to go over news. But we got a lot to go over, so let's get going. First off, Dan Henderson beat Fedor, the last Emperor Emelianenko, which was completely justified, and Fedor was smelling the canvas. You can't get back up from that and just receive unanswered blows.
Yeah,
we're gonna get stopped. Yeah, it was fun. Fedor came out winging punches, not doing anything, and no form whatsoever, like he always does. But he's made an awesome career out of it.
Yeah, it was entertaining, and Henderson hit him with kind of like an uppercut thing, but while he was in doggy style position.
I actually heard one person say that Fedor Emelianenko was trying to prevent from getting hit in the face by laying face down onto the canvas like that. That was his defense. I'm like, that's stupid.
Head down.
Yes, face down and ass up.
Yeah.
We both picked it right. We both picked Dan Henderson. Dylan does not want to get punished for the female championship fight because he thinks it's impossible to pick female fights. Even though I picked it right, Miesha Tate, with the power of the big rump, won a beat Marlo's opponent in a submission. She submitted her with an arm triangle.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
Not really. It was kind of a boring fight. To be honest with you, I took a shower during the fight. I came back and found that shit and won. I seen the picture of Miesha Tate. I'm like, I'm going to go take a shower. Tim Kennedy beat Robbie Lawler in a boring fight that Robbie Lawler didn't press any action even though he knew he was behind and
just controlled him.
Yeah, Tim Kennedy did just what he had to do. You didn't pick Tim Kennedy though, did you? Who did you pick?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah. He was bloody too. Tim Kennedy was more bloodier, but basically he controlled the fight and had more heart. Basically, out-hearted Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, I don't know Robbie Lawler. He looked unmotivated. You see him where he's at his press conference and stuff like that. Come on. Show a little bit of heart.
You're a professional
athlete. Tyrone Woodley beat Paul Daly. I see a lot of people complaining about this one, thinking that Paul Daly won. The fight that I watched looked like Tyrone Woodley won. He controlled the fight. Although Paul Daly did improve his wrestling and takedown defense and stuff like that. Still needs work on it, but at least he's working on it. Yeah. I picked Tyrone Woodley. I picked all these right because I'm smart on this stuff.
I'm just a man.
Who'd you pick? You picked Paul Daly. You picked that UFC reject, huh? So that means it's time for this. That was a bad one too. Did I get you in the throat?
Yeah, a little bit.
Tarek Safadine beat Scott Smith. Scott Smith is overrated. Yeah, well, I mean, he's fun to watch sometimes, but he looked like he wasn't showing any heart. Stop complaining. He didn't, I don't know, man. He just goes for that one big shot, and that's it. He didn't, Tarek was faster, better stand-up, and better technique in the stand-up.
Everyone's saying how the wars with Robbie Lawler and Scott Smith were so good, but both of them are just meh. And now what I don't like is we're saying how that Tarek Safadine is the next in line for the title shot.
He's supposed to be fighting Tyrone Woodley, and I don't know if I agree with that.
Really?
But who's in Strikeforce really does count? There's nobody there for it, so it might as well be those two. They're the only two. And you picked Scott Smith, didn't you? You picked the Hands of Stone or Hands of Steel. Is that what he is? So again. Oh, shit! That was a good one. That one actually hurt my hand.
Oh, shit. That one really hurt.
Alright, so we're starting off the UFC 133 preview. Oh, you couldn't cry. Come on, cry. Sugar Rashad Evans, who is an awesome
20-1.
Yes, who's only got a loss to Machida and big wins over Rampage, Thiago Silva, Forrest Griffin, Chuck Liddell, Bisping. I mean, he really is a pretty good fighter. I don't really care for him that much, but he's a good fighter. Except for this fight here. He will be going up against the Huntington Beach bad boy, Tito Ortiz. is 17-8-1 with wins over Ryan Bader. That's it. One win over Ryan Bader.
And Ken Shamrock, don't forget that one.
Yeah.
Actually, what is
6
it,
years
three
ago.
times?
He has losses to Matt Hamill, Forrest Griffin, Machida, Liddell. And he has a draw against Evans.
It was a good
And he's a
fight.
goofy-looking dude. I'm picking Sugar Rashad Evans on this one. I can see, actually, Huntington Beach bad boy giving him a hard time. But the difference is I think Rashad Evans has made big improvements since their first fight, and I don't think Tito has. I think he's the same fighter.
Yeah, basically what Could Uncle Nick said. I actually think Rashad will win too, but I think it'll be a split decision. I can see this being a pretty good fight. Rashad's wrestling is better. Even though Ortiz would have won the last fight, except it was a draw due to him grabbing the cage. Like you said, I think he's grown leaps and bounds since their last fight. And
Stand-up really has, too.
Yeah.
He's always had pretty solid wrestling, so I think he's going to be able to take it. And he's got a big monkey reach.
Yeah.
You go ahead and read the next one.
Next fight, you have Vitor, the Phenom Belfort,
As you can see here, getting kicked by Anderson Silva.
19-9. Has a loss to Anderson Silva, but has wins over Rich Franklin and Matt Lindland. And he will be fighting the sexy man, Yoshihiro Sekiyama, who's 13-3 and with 2 no contests. And he has losses to Bisping, which was a boring fight, and Lieben, which was, as you can see, that was a pretty good fight, but he ended up losing. But has wins over Alan Belcher, which was also controversial.
Really, I think this is a tailor-made fight for Vitor Belfort. If he
Yeah.
can't beat Sexyama, I really doubt he should be in the UFC. Not that Sexyama is bad, but this is guy. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say terrible, but Sexyama, his game plan is Vitor Belfort's strong point. He's known for the fast hands and big punches, and that's what Sexyama is good at, is getting hit by big punches.
Yeah,
so.
they all say Sexyama's judo or whatever. He's really good, but freaking Belcher, Bisping, and Lieben, you stand up with them every single fight, like the whole fight. And that's exactly what Vitor is the best at, is to stand up, and it's super freaking fast.
Yeah.
So we're both going with Vitor, the Phenom Belfort.
Now, on the next fight is the man, Dennis Hallman. As you can see here, fighting Frank Trigg a long, long time ago.
Dana White with hair?
Yes, that's fantastic. He's 66-13-2. He's got, actually, a long time ago, he's got wins over Matt Hughes twice. Recently, he's beaten Carl Friesian and Ben Saunders. He's got a loss to John Howard.
Even though he was winning that fight till he got knocked out with 10 seconds left in the third round.
Yeah, I'm sad about that. And he's going to be going against Brian Ebersol, the Big Arrow, who is 47-14-1 with 1 no contest. He had the big upset win over Chris Lytle last time, which surprised the hell out of me because I didn't think Mr. Aerochest was going to be able to beat Chris Lytle, even though Chris Lytle isn't that great. But I was still a little bit surprised by it. Yeah. Let's just shut back up. That's awesome.
Oh, and there's some from the top, because you hit the top.
I'm going with Dennis Hallman on that one. That was fantastic. This fight I'm a little surprised is on the main card. Dennis Hallman's pretty good, and he's a salty veteran. But really, they had Johnny Hendricks versus Mike Pierce and Mike Brown versus Nampa, and I'm more interested in those 2 fights than Dennis Hallman versus Brian Ebersol.
Yeah.
But should be a good fight.
I think both of them are, even though Ebersol hasn't fought in the UFC more than 1 billion times, he's still got more than freaking 60 fights, so he knows what he's going on. But I'm also going with Dennis Hallman. His submission game is really good, and his stamina is pretty well too.
Next fight is my man, Jorge Rivera. As you can see here, doing his little hula dance in his video to Michael Bisping, which was hilarious.
Yes.
Jorge Rivera's 18-8. He's got losses to Michael Bisping and Martin Kampmann, and he's got wins over Nate Quarry and Rob Kimmons. This fight is happening at 185. And he will be going against
That guy.
Yeah, Filipino Constantinos, or vice versa, actually. Constantinos Filipino, who's 7-2 with 1 no contest, and he's only got a loss to Nick Catone in his one UFC appearance. Really, that's my beautiful eye, just so you can see it.
Basically, Jorge Rivera came out and said that this is probably going to be his last fight, and then he's going to retire.
I can hear that.
Yeah, and that's why he wanted to be with Alessio Sakura, because they were both just scrappers, basically just the same guy or whatever. But they said because Alessio Sakura tore his ACL, that fight's never going to happen. It's just not destiny. But
most fights on this card have had some sort of injury to it.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing this will be his last fight. He's probably going to be motivated to win his last fight, so I'm going with that. And his stand-ups is good. He's got the 1-punch power, but I guess I should see him do this.
Yeah, I go with Jorge Rivera. This next fight I'm excited for. It is the guy Rory McDonald. I like him a lot. I can't wait to watch him, go as a fighter. He's 11-1. He's got wins over Nate Diaz and Mike Diamond, and just lost to Carlos Tanit, but Carlos Tanit is a tough opponent for anybody.
He was going to win too until the ref stopped it with 10 seconds left.
Yes, and that was one of those calls where it was kind of a
bad call.
Yeah, and he's going to be going against the quicksand Mike Pyle, who is really weird looking in this picture. Yeah. He's 21-7-1. He's got wins over Ricardo Almeida, John Hathaway, and he's got a loss to Jake Ellenberger and Brock, not Lesnar, Larson. Yeah, but really,
he's actually been on a win streak lately. He just hasn't been talked about too much. But
this is a tough fight for me to call, to be completely. I'm going with Rory McDonald only because I like Rory McDonald, and I've seen him. Yeah. He's outstanding in this fight. He was beating Carlos Condit.
Yeah, he was, and he's only 20, 21, 22.
Yeah, he's pretty young. He's got a bright future.
Yeah, I think he can be a champion in the next 5 years.
I think he will be.
Yeah, and he had those 2 freaking awesome slams on Nate Diaz.
That was scary.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That was awesome.
Yes. But I think Carl will give him a fight, but I'm going with the Waterboy too.
Alright, next fight is one of my personal favorite fighters, Matt Hamill, with his good buddy Tito Ortiz, who is 11-3. Matt Hamill has got some big wins over Ortiz, Jardine, Johnny Bones Jones, the disqualification, Mark Munoz, and Tim Boach, who I'm also a big fan of. His only losses are against top guys like Quentin Jackson, Rich Franklin, and he's lost to Bisping, but I think he won that fight. He will be going against the Mauler, Alexander Gustafsson, and who's 11-1. He's got wins over James Tehunu and Ciro Diabete. I don't even know who the heck that is. And he's got one loss to Phil Davis, who is a tough opponent for anybody.
Yeah. Hamill's last fight wasn't the greatest against Rampage. It was actually a pretty bad fight.
Yeah.
But I want the Hammer to win, and I'm always going to pick him. I don't think I'll ever root it against him.
I honestly, you picked Rampage to win, just so you know.
Oh yeah. Damn it.
I want to do what did I do for that one? I had to do something for that stupid fight. Because I thought Matt Hamill was going to win. I thought he was going to be more aggressive than he was. And Matt Hamill, he's got potential, but he seems slow. But I'm still going to pick him because I'm a Matt the Hammer Hamill fan. Yeah. And I really respect him for what he does. I hope he wins. The next fight is on Facebook is Chad Money Mendez. As you can see here, delivering the flying knee. He is 10-0 with wins over Javier Vasquez, Cub Swanson, Michihiro Omagawa, and Eric Koch. What's funny about Eric Koch?
Hey, he's from Wisconsin.
Yes, he is, and he's on my Facebook page. So if you're watching this, Eric, don't worry, yeah, he's a douche. All right, and he's going to be going against Ronnie Yaya, who's got wins.
Specialist.
Yes, he's 16-6 with wins over Mike Thomas Brown and Eddie Wineland. He's got losses to Takeya Mazagaki and Joseph Benavidez.
I'm going with Chad Mendes because his wrestling's really good.
I'm going with Chad Mendes as well.
Except Ronnie Yalia's really good.
Yes, I'm going with Chad Mendes. He should win and he should get the title shot.
Exactly.
Please join us on Facebook. I would like
YouTube?
Yes, YouTube.
Sponsors, please.
Yes, and I would like to discuss the Strike Force stuff on Facebook page, and also make your picks. And the winner will get their picture on the profile. So go to Facebook.